There's one method in JavaScript that is really powerful and ideal for building a calculation, and that's the eval function, which evaluates JavaScript code represented as a string. So we see that we've got, if we do eval 2 plus 2, we get an output of 4. We get eval, we can see that a string, we can evaluate it, and so on and so on. So we get this output one, and this is the one that we're after. We want to get that first part where we're actually evaluating the content. And as we saw before, we essentially do have a value that we're evaluating. So if we go into here, and if we do eval, and don't forget to wrap it in the brackets, and we have that value, we can see that JavaScript can calculate that out. So even if these are strings and string values, using eval gives us a lot of power and gives us the ability to calculate that out. So what we want to do is we want to launch the evaluation, but only on certain keys. We don't want every key that gets pressed to evaluate out on, because that's not going to work properly. So we need to make sure that we're checking to see if the correct keys, and that would be any one of the keys where we've got the equal sign, or any one of these calculation keys, operators that we're using within our keyboard, and that's where we want to apply the evaluation. So that means that we need to search our array to check to see if it's included within our array. And there's a great example of the includes, so array includes function in JavaScript, and it returns a Boolean value. So this one is ideal for what we need, where we can check to see if an array, and we know we've got that operator array that we set up earlier, where we're going to check to see if our array, so do a condition if operator includes, and we're looking for the value that's contained within that text, so the my value, and if it does, then that's when we can invoke our operator. And we gotta move this one out and then do our evaluation of the content. So we'll take the my calculator and use the eval and evaluate the contents that are contained within that output string. So now when we do 3 and we do plus 3 and we do plus, we see that the calculation is done. And every time we click one of these operators, we see that we're outputting that value. The problem comes in when we try to add two operators together and then we throw an error. And that's because we're evaluating, we've got a plus and then we're doing a minus. So it's expecting a numeric value there, and it's not expecting to have a plus and a minus. So that's not going to work, and we need to apply some conditions in order to check for that to see if the last value is one of the operators. So we'll take care of that in the upcoming lesson. So for now, add in the ability to check through the array using the includes, and also use evaluate in order to evaluate that string content mathematically.